Hello, this is Lisa Russick and Misty Lore with the podcast We're All Psychic. And today we have a really awesome guest who I just met, but we've talked a little bit through emails. Would you like to say hello?
Hello.
You go by Ceil, right?
Misty's there too.
Misty's here. Oh, yeah, Misty's over. Oh, this is a video podcast on Spotify. I'm starting to remember to tell you guys that at the beginning. And
yes, you are. You're doing good.
It's happening. It's working better.
Yes.
And we're having a blonde party. So,
yes, we are. Yes, we are.
You pronounce your name Ceil, right? Is that right? Or
yes.
Ceil. Okay.
Yes,
I've seen it written, and I forgot to ask you before the podcast. It's Ceil, right?
I like that. That's cool.
Misty, would you like to ask her a question?
Yes, Ceil. Do you think that we're all psychic?
Yes, I do.
And why is that?
And that's because if you are a spiritual, what have you, a spiritual person, let's just say, you have to know we're all connected and we're psychic. And
so psychic is a connection for you, like
absolutely. Yeah, it's the string theory, right? Quantum physics. And some people don't think because we're woo-woo, they call us because they're afraid of us sometimes. We can be, quite, like, what?
Intimidating.
Well, we prove to them that
we
prove to people that there are things out there they can't explain, that they've said there aren't. They've shut it down and they're like, that's not possible. And people like us, we can show them, and they can decide it's not real if they want to. Like you've had the situation where you're doing the cards. And I want someone who's never had a reading, and you get that moment where they're like, have you had that happen to you, Ceil?
Yeah, just in general. I mean, I get the goosebumps a lot. Like, it's just like, woo,
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah, the goosebumps. Everybody can relate to goosebumps and getting that, the hair on your neck or something in the room making all the hair come up or something. What is that? That's not just random. It's not just the slightest chill in the air. It could be hot, and that can still happen.
Yeah, it can.
It's communication.
It is. I agree, and I think our dreams are like a big expression of that communication. Because we can go into. I feel like I don't have many dreams, but most people I know who get involved into the psychic work or the energy work or any kind of in this field, it usually starts with their dreams more than anything. It seems like, and then they start looking at their dreams because they're recurring or something.
Yes.
Speaking of reoccurring, see how I did that? See how I did that?
I did see how you did that.
I did that. Listeners, she had a great idea for this podcast. Would you like to tell them your idea?
Well, synchronicities, and a couple things pop up in general, but the one I wanted to bring to the show, I guess, first, and Carl Jung actually coined that word, synchronicity, by the way. So when I was starting tarot many moons ago, I felt, because of the Catholic upbringing or religious, like it's the devil's work. Should I do it? Shouldn't I do it? Even though I had a close relationship with my higher power, so I asked my higher self to bring me this specific book. I wasn't going to buy it. I had it years ago, and I knew the cover and the name at the time. And I was like, when you bring me this book, manifest it for me, I'll know it's okay to read tarot cards. And I was walking on the boardwalk, and I come down, and there's a dumpster there. A bookstore is closing. Well, there's that book.
Oh, no.
Oh, in the dumpster?
At the top. I didn't have to dive.
Oh, good. Okay? It was just waiting for you right there.
On the boardwalk. So it was right there for me to grab. My hand just.
There's your sign right there.
Yeah. What book was it? I'm curious. Can you remember?
It was a financial book, but I got annoyed with it. Like, I had it for a little bit, and it was like, you had to do two. I was like, no, not doing it. But that was my sign. But the other thing that was there was a tarot book as well.
What? Double sign.
Yeah.
That's just unbelievable. This is great. I love that.
I love it.
And I do remember reading, if you choose to do tarot, obviously you've chosen to do tarot, so you have actually become royalty because you've ordained yourself. Amen, sisters.
Yes.
All right.
Amen.
I'll take it.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was ordained by the New Life Church, though. I did it for legal reasons.
Right. That's
because
cool.
we get told a lot of really, like, I have a lot of local clients, and I get told some stuff that, like, I could be taken to court, so I got this and they can't. Not taken to court, but, if there have been situations where I could have been, and I have this, so it protects me from being taken into court.
Right. A gentleman asked me if I was a priest. We were on Instagram. I'm like, well, that's different. A priestess, I would think, but
yeah, right.
Okay.
Whatever you want to call me.
Whatever you want to call me.
I think you're a priestess. That's really interesting. That's just a mind-boggling one. So you did start reading tarot after that, I guess, right?
Yeah. Slowly but surely. I mean, the first deck I bought, I was in the wake, but I wasn't asleep, and I was saying the Our Father, and the angels started singing with me. So I said, okay, this is a good sign here. Yes. And then I didn't tell my sister. The next day, I heard it. I heard all these things. Her TV kept on going on and off by itself, and I heard it. And the next day she woke up and she told me, and I was like, I'm not going to tell her, because I bought her a deck as well. I'm not going to tell her the angels were singing with me while your TV was going on.
Yeah, how do you tell people that, right? How old were you? You must have been a little girl, like a teenager or something when that happened.
No, older. This is after I found. I'm a late bloomer and always spiritual, but late bloomer to tarot. This was 40 when I first found it, and the deck I gave to my sister was about the same time, and I told her about 6 months later about the angels.
What'd she say?
Nothing much. She was like, she's kind of like, spooky too, but yeah.
Spooky priestesses with blonde hair.
Hey,
yeah. Want to take over the world, guys.
Yeah.
With our compassion and our synchronistic.
How dare we?
How dare we?
So, Misty, do you have any? Can you think of any synchronistic kind of things? I know you've got a million.
Podcast.
Yeah, the story of the podcast is really weird. Yeah,
I mean that's the main one right there.
That's the first one I thought of too. We probably told it before, but it was Ceil hasn't heard it.
Yeah, it was all just, one of those things where it just popped in my head, and then it went from there. And then it's like, I can't tell you how many that we had, and we still have them every time we do a podcast. It just grows and grows and grows. I mean, there's no end to the podcast.
No, there isn't. I can't see any reason to stop it.
It's mind blowing. And that
I agree.
Yeah.
But in that way, we know that we're on the right track, and we know we're doing the right thing.
Right.
Because if we weren't, then something would have stopped it.
That's true. And we've had plenty of, things come up like sicknesses and stuff, but we always come back. But
Ceil, stop us.
Listeners might know the story, but Ceil, you might not know it. When Misty, I had done this podcast, I started it in 2019 in the summer, I think, and I only recorded a few episodes. And a year later, about 6 months later, I met Misty. And then 6 months after that, she used to clean houses for work. And she heard my podcast. She used to listen to podcasts. And she said, that sounds like Lisa. And now you can tell it from there, Misty.
Yeah, the chances of me finding her podcast, because it only
had 6 episodes or something.
That. And I was trying to find something spiritually to listen to while I was cleaning, and I went through one, I didn't like it, and went through another one, I didn't like it. And then all of a sudden I went through this other one, and I was like, that voice sounds so familiar. And then she said, this is Lisa. And I was like, oh, that's Lisa. And then I was like, well, that's cool. And I listened to it. And then all of a sudden something popped in my head. I get these messages that pop in my head. And it was like, it told me, give her the message that she needs to be working on this podcast. That's what she needs to do. And I'm like, whatever. And if I don't tell these messages, I get like sick. Like I have to come out and say it.
And she's had that all her life.
And anyway, I ended up putting it off, and then I ended up telling her, and I felt like an idiot telling her.
We'd never talked on the phone before, and I think we had each other's numbers because I taught a tarot class that you were in.
Right.
And she just called me. She's like, "This is going to sound so weird," and you sounded scared, kind of like.
Yeah, because I was worried how you were going to take it. Like I didn't know.
But what's weird is that at the time, Ceil, I was trying to figure out what to do with my life, and I'm always trying to figure it out. But I was really at a crossroads. Like, what am I going to do with myself? And she called that. Like, I was literally thinking about it. Well, I thought about it a lot, but at that time, I was literally thinking about it when she called, and she said, "The message is pursue the podcast." And I was like, that's the answer. She just told me what to do. That's what I needed. And then I asked her to do some with me. I said, part of the problem is I can't get anyone to be interviewed. And she's like, I'll do one. And then we did another, and then we did another, and then we got some guests. And it's just, and
everything happened the way it was supposed to happen. And like I said, it's still happening.
Yeah. 2 years later. Yeah. That's coincidence.
Yeah.
Or is it?
No,
I believe
not a
in collaboration. I believe in collaboration in general. Yeah. And I was thinking to myself about your show the other day. I was like, this show never has to end. I mean,
I know. I love it. I love it. It's never a dull moment. Yeah.
There's always I could interview anybody and be perfectly happy. It's just everybody's had the experiences, even though it was hardcore skeptic. Of course, we haven't had anybody say no to the question yet. But that's going to happen someday. That's good.
Yeah. They're on the wrong show if they say
I mean, that's why.
But I'd like to see Misty tear into a skeptic. That'd be interesting. So do you have any other synchronicities that have happened to you, Ceil?
The only other one I had on mind was a woman tracked me down when I was in New Hope, and she said, she looked at my husband. She's like, "It's not you, it's her I want to talk to." And she just got in a tiff with her husband because she wanted to talk to me. She was doing this class, and she says, "You look familiar." And I said, I just had a picture of my a wolf that I saw, and it had my nephew's eyes. Anyway, then she just started talking. She was like, "I have to tell you 3 things. Wolf was the first one. The second one was feather. And the third one was Tibetan." She goes, "I'm taking a class and you have something for me. And I had that for you," which was beautiful. I got it. And I said, "I just put it out into the universe this morning. I was reading Emmett Fox, a book. It's a daily book." And I said, "I wish I could share this with somebody, because part of my path is I'm not allowed to go up to people. They have to come to me." And she came to me so I could share it with her.
Yay!
That's great.
That is amazing.
She came.
Yeah.
I love
and
that.
Totem animals kind of play into that too. That's when I was starting to feel the whole totem animal energy. And,
Do you have a totem animal that you're working with now? And do you have one that you usually work with or anything like that?
I love the wolf. I love the lion for me, because you really have to have spiritual courage, and that's when you think of, I love it. That's like an amen right there. The little noise there.
It was. Yeah.
Yeah. I like picking out other people's. I meditate on them, and I could change any day, any animal. I mean, it could be a mouse. It could be anything. Yeah. Any animal, I should say. My mother's a cardinal. She passed away, and my dad's a dragonfly. And I did my sister. She's a spider. But I'm pretty much a wolf in my whole, that's who I really resonate with the most.
That's really cool. Yeah, I can see it. Yeah. I can see that.
How about if you were, I could meditate on you too and even pick it out. Or you could even, the first thing that comes to mind, you know how intuition works, right? Right.
Yes. So that sounds fun.
Feeling? What are you feeling
from you? I want you to tell me.
Well, I like when you think about it too, but I will. A bee.
You're close.
She's like a bee. She's close. So very close. Yeah.
So close.
What is it?
Yeah, really. You have to tell her now.
Butterfly.
Oh, nice. I love butterflies.
Yes. So close.
Okay. If you can guess mine, I will not be shocked.
Well, I hear you. I have to usually meditate and have more of a little bit, but I mean, it's not, there's no, I meditated for a long time on my parents and they had already passed. And I went to my medium and she confirmed it for me. She said, your dad's a dragonfly and your mother is a cardinal. So, I mean, it is
that validation means so much.
The validation.
Yes.
What are you back there, Lisa? Ha ha.
Cat.
What's
cat? I love a house cat.
Oh, God.
I love a house cat. I have like 2 cats. They're not in here right now. They're sleeping. But house cats, ever since I was a little girl, I thought I was a cat until I was like forced in 2nd grade to stop acting like one. I used to like chase my teacher's shoelaces and stuff like randomly in class. I just in 1st grade just jump up and chase her shoes across the floor. And meow and growl. And she's like, okay, go back to your desk, little kitty cat. And then my 2nd grade teacher said they wouldn't let cats in 2nd grade. So I was like,
oh.
That's a bummer.
But I've always had a cat. But with you, I feel also bird energy, like raven or like.
I'm tripping on the raven recently. So
yeah. I'm feeling that raven real strong. Yeah.
Yeah. I love that it's the raven. It's illegal in Yugoslavia, I believe. One of the, any Hoosier, Transylvania area, that European area there, the raven, they do revere the raven, that it gives spiritual messages. And yeah, very cool. Very, very cool. They use the raven, the Celtics in war. The raven can communicate and it can actually do strategic things, like plan strategically.
Yeah, they're smart. They're really smart.
Yeah.
I have a question. Like, so we've kind of transitioned into animals and totem animals. So can you tell us some synchronicities with animals that you may have had? Because I can think of tons of those, like things that happen coincidentally with animals. It doesn't make sense until. Do you have any stories you can think of like that?
You like this one? My outdoor kitty cat. We never had cats growing up. They were like, "You have a cat?" Like, I had her for like 7 years, and I know she wanted to die for a year, and I wasn't ready for it. I just gave her a quick, "You're not dying. You're just not doing it," and me and my friend saw her like down the street and she's like, that's not kitty cat because she looks like a kitten. I said, oh, she's just getting ready to transition. She's like, I knew she was saying goodbye. And I don't know if that actually ties together.
It does.
No, it does.
It does. Because it taps into what, like, let's just say you didn't work as a psychic. You didn't believe in psychic. You didn't know anything about it. And that happened. It would really affect you, wouldn't it? Just seeing that, you wouldn't know what it was, but you would see it maybe, and you might figure it out, but it would affect you, right? So, and you would probably figure out that message that the animal was sending you.
Yeah.
If you weren't working with energy, but since absolutely. You do, you were like,
Yeah, it's no brainer. Yeah.
So that would be, people have that stuff happen all the time, like a vision of their cat, maybe like as a kitten before they're about to pass away or something like that. Something like that. Most people do, or they dream about the dog the night before they're putting them to sleep or something, and they didn't know they were going to, and it was an emergency or stuff like that. And they don't tell anyone, and then when the emergency happens, they're just like, "What is that?" But these are things that connect us all, like you said. The synchronicities are connecting us all in the energy. Misty, I know you have some questions. I know you do.
Yeah. So, okay. Let's go back to your story. And you said that you found the books in the dumpster. So what happened after that? I mean, tell me your story.
Well, then I felt that it was a good thing to do to row. And I started learning the cards. I wasn't pushing myself. I mean, I am on a slow roll. It's like, yeah, okay, today I'll do this. Or,
me too.
Yeah. And then years later, I became more into like 2 years ago, 3 years ago, like Vedic astrology. I just was like knocking on the door.
Yeah, it's interesting. It happens to me too. Stuff knocks on the door, and I keep seeing it. Yeah, and if I keep seeing it, then it's like I need to learn this, and I'm interested already, and it's just like I'm lazy. You know,
Yeah,
and signs will keep coming in. Like, yeah,
I'm too tired for that.
yeah,
right. It's time, but that's what's beautiful. It's like going swimming. It's like, okay, I've had enough. That was
yeah.
fun. And then we go
It is
back
like
in
going
later.
swimming. That's a great analogy.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So much you can find out with Vedic astrology. And for me, I love the mathematics. I love that you can find out about your past lives with Vedic astrology. You can find out about situations, like what type of husband you'll have or spouse, or what type of works attracted to, what type of work you'll do.
It's like actually predictive. Yeah.
Very predictive. And it's beautiful because it really mirrors you. When you see, it's like the universe, like, is mirroring you. You're like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Like, wow.
That's a big synchronicity.
Yeah.
The universe, the stars, the planets.
There's your sign.
We're reflecting them, or they're reflecting us, or both. That's the synchronicity, right? That shows.
And there's 27 nakshatras. Okay. And they should be, if you're going to say them, you should say them correctly. It's almost like learning Spanish. I don't want to go on about the 27 nakshatras pronunciations because I want to respect them. So they each have an energy, and the mythology is their 27 wives, but each one of them has an energy, and then it'll have a pada, like, okay, let's say you're a Brahini. Then you could be 1, 2, 3, or 4. It could be friendly. It could be in retrograde. It could be neutral. That kind of energy. So you get to, it's like having 12 game pieces turned so many ways that there will never be an end to that string.
It's always a different person. That's what makes us all different. Yeah. That's really cool. I didn't know you also studied Vedic astrology. We just had someone on the podcast do a Vedic astrology podcast, maybe about 2 months ago.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's pretty cool.
It is.
I'm more of an astrologer. Like, my mission, I feel like right now at this point, is to really get people in tune with the time they were born, and make sure when they go to an astrologist that they have their time right. Because if you don't have your time right, your whole chart is off. You're just fluffing.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. That's absolutely true. Yeah, it sucks. Yeah, my boyfriend he doesn't know his birth time, and he only has a son who is alive. And I went up to get his birth certificate to find out his birth time, because I want to do his chart. They wouldn't let me get it because it has to be him or someone he's related to. So I'm like, you got to go up there. One of you or your son have got to go up there and get your birth certificate. So I want that birth time.
Anyway, he needs that.
Well, even on birth certificates, they mess up the time.
True.
Yeah, they do.
It depends where you were born. However, so what you can start to do is you can start to look at the 27 nakshatras on the wheel and about the time he was born, and start to feel like, is this him, or this? Do you think this is more him? Kind of, and it's fun because you're learning about
I love learning new astrology
do.
stuff. I'm trying to just get Western astrology in here, but I have studied some Vedic astrology. It's just that I've just been exposed to Western astrology longer. I do like getting readings from Vedic astrologers. They're really good at timing.
Yeah.
Their timing is really good when they say things are going to happen, is what I found.
Yeah.
Predictions. Then then your time is good, right? Because a lot of times astrologers actually have the same issue we have. People want answers. Well, it's obviously a lot easier for us, but people want answers right away. So it's, if you tell them a time, they're going with it. And if your time's not right,
the prediction's not going to be right. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So your time, I'm sure, is good because the predictions have worked for you.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I want to do mine all over again now.
I know, right?
I know.
Yeah.
See y'all later.
So, So, Ceil, do you have any advice for the listeners about like noticing these things, picking up on them, thinking about them? Like, what kind of advice would you give to start noticing the synchronicities, like, or just pay attention to them, or anything like that?
Well, I think it's like sort of like something that you kind of brush off. If you're brushing it off, that was your hit.
Okay.
You know?
Good point.
Yes.
That's a very good point. Yeah, I love that.
Because spirit connects quicker than the speed of light.
It does.
I mean, boom.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. It's just always there. It's just always present. It's just always. Yeah.
Always.
It's kind of timeless. Yeah. So, on that note, I think speaking of timeless, I guess I'd love to thank you, Ceil, for being on the podcast. And I would love to. I really want to have you back to do an astrology podcast.
Yes, me too. I'm ready for that one now. Yeah,
can't get enough astrology.
Yeah, and I just want to say there's a certain gift as a novice in things. Sometimes we get so good at things that we don't see things. So dive in there and become a student,
Right.
That reminds me of music. Like when I was 17 and I got a guitar, I could write songs, but I didn't know how to play guitar very well. And now I've learned, I'm 47, so it's 30 years later, I can play guitar, but I can't get back that new, that new thing that I don't know the instrument, I'm learning it. So there is something to go back to that. Yeah, there is something really there that helps. Yeah, to get that new kind of, you don't have any expectations.
Yeah.
You don't know what's going to happen.
That's a good example. Yeah.
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 So I just love this topic so much. But I also do want to thank our sponsor, Everclear. Everclear is an advice app where you can get advice from psychics and empaths, so you can get the clarity you need to create the life you deserve. And Ceil, you are an advisor on Everclear, right?
I am Sophie G on Everclear.
Sophie G. I'll put your information. Is there anywhere else listeners can find you?
I did just last month or 2 months now, I guess, I went on Instagram and talk about doing something as a beginner. I'm like, I felt so foolish, but I gave myself the same advice I would give somebody else. I was like, you got to start somewhere. And I'm really enjoying it. I mean, I really am. Every day I'm like, wow, I didn't post this week, but I will. I did 3 stories this week. I'm like 3 or 4. I'm like, you go, girl.
Yeah.
I'm the same way. I'm lost in Instagram world too. I haven't done it.
I've been using it for
requests.
Yeah.
I'm
like using it for like 5 years and I'm still confused. They tend to fly though.
Yeah. I'm on it, but I don't get on it because I don't know anything about it, if that makes any sense.
Yeah. It's kind of hard to figure out. It's just like tags and blah, blah, blah. Well, what is your Instagram tag or handle?
It's Ceil, CEIL_Tarot. And I make myself do an hour a day. Like in the morning, I like to do it. And it's so inspiring. If you really do follow, like I love flowers. And someone was saying about how flowers have messages for you. And I was like, I love that. Yes, yes. What does the chrysanthemum want to say to me?
I love that too. Yeah. I do think so. I think so too. I like to watch when things bloom and, and if they change over time. And like I lived in one place, the longest I've lived anywhere was for 12 years. And I like to watch things change in the spring, because the weather's been changing. It was getting like hotter and things are coming out. Like I just moved from that house this year or like in September, but or last year, but it was so cool to watch different plants come in. Like as it got hotter, one summer, the whole yard was nothing but clover for a month. Wow. And then like the summer after that was when the violets started growing and they just grew all through the neighborhood.
Love it.
It's really cool. Yeah. And it's just
my favorite time.
Stuff like that. Yeah. I love that,
Mm-hmm. Oh my God.
Yes.
But anyway, listeners, watchers, I could talk to you all day. So this is so much fun. But yeah, give us some thought if you'd like to come back and do another podcast, and we'd love you.
I love you guys, and I love the people you have on. Harold, I got to give a shout out to Harold.
Yes, we love Harold.
We love Harold.
Yeah,
we're gonna do more with him if he wants to, maybe.
Yes, we have.
Anyway, yes, thank you, ladies, and Peace out, right?
Peace out.
Thank you.
Listeners, we love you.
Love you.
And have a great day, night, evening,
Bye.
morning, wherever you may be. Bye.